Good evening, folks. Hope everybody's week is off to a great start. I'm getting ready to go here, making my first trip to Akhtuba River. Been unlocked it not too long ago. Been holding off to get a second high capacity telescopic rod before going out there. And now that we've achieved that, we're going to make our way. Hey, Canadian, how's it going? You getting back in the groove now that you're back from your fishing trip? Grab some hot food here, so I'll go ahead. I've got a random assortment of bait. Hopefully they'll be good, but I do know that they have a tackle shop there that doesn't have a price penalty, so should be okay. Without any further ado, let's make the travel and go find the administration building and get a map. Anybody has any spot recommendations and bait recommendations while I'm out here? I am all ears. I've got a list on the side of basically all of the short distance spots where my telescopic rods should be able to reach for all the species I want to go after here, so should be able to find something. Glad to be back, glad to hear it. Glad you had a good time. We got melons and watermelons, okay. Guess that's something. We got, let's see, handmade lures. Administration building, here we go. First stop, here we go. Now we have a map. I know there's some spots here, 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 and then a few down this way that seem to be fairly good spots if you're using a telescopic. Hardware store, we got grocery, which I know the groceries here have a penalty, so we don't want to buy any of that here. Here's the tackle shop, good to know. Workshop, cafe, let's see what we got here. There's random assortment stuff here, not shabby looking. Okay, so that's the fish market. And here's the boats. We got a, I wish you could take that out as one of the boats. That's a shame. Gas station, what's the gas station for? Weird. Okay. Boat station, okay, so that's, it's fairly pricey here. Now, if I'm traveling, like say I want to get down this way to fish from the shore, are there bridges or something that I can take to walk down there, or am I going to have to rent a boat to get to those areas? Let's go ahead and, while I wait for the answer on that, let's take a look at the weekly telescopic records here to get an idea of what kind of bait I need to be looking at using. And we've got, let's see, let's look at the buffalo. That sounds like a good one to try to target for our first trip out here. We've got halibut pellets, crab and fish, crab and mussel, random melts. Okay, so it seems like grabbing at least halibut pellets is good, and then something with crab probably as a secondary. Hey Cappy, how's it going? So let's take a look at those. One of these was the shop. Here we go. Doing good, thanks for action. Just getting some supplies here to start going after, I guess, some buffalo first. Unless anybody knows any good active spots. Again, I don't know if I can walk like across these little riverways or if I need to take a boat. If I need a boat, then I may start with some of the stuff that I can catch on this main island here. Well, the hour's no longer happy then, I suppose. It's happy hours. They get weird, especially when it gets close to reset time, I have found. All right. The other things I want to look for, silver carp, looks like wheat seeds and algae are good for them, so it's interesting. Shemaya would be a really fun one to go after with some ultralights at some point, which looks like it's basically the same as Seversky. I've got some bait for that. Aspin and Cutum, that is definitely one I want to go over at some point, but I think they're rather rare. Big head carp looks like, ooh, those are big fish right there. 126, 133 at the pond. Okay, so let's start with some buffalo in that case. So we'll try Looks like the black buffalo will go after stonefly larva and nightcrawler, so we might put one of the rods on that, and then we'll get some halibut pellets and some crab stuff. See what we can put together for our telescopics on that. Yeah, let's see. Hopefully they're not sold out. I do also want to see about, yeah, these are pretty cheap. Let's grab some of those as well in case we want to go after some of those silver carp. Because these are all still gold. Let's just go ahead and search for, start with the halibut. Got a hedgehog in front of your garage? Ah. Well, is it Sonic, though? That's the real question. Let's see, halibut pellets, here we go. And I know it's usually better to go with big ones, but since we're using telescopics, size is a important factor, so we'll just keep to the small ones here. So let's just grab one little batch of those. Get some sort of crab mixture here. Let's pop up some... Oh, where's the ones that I was seeing pictured? Interesting. This is these crab and mussel or... okay, so I do have some of the solubles, so we'll just use that. And I guess crab and fish dip would probably be useful. Well, we've got mussel dip. Let's try that first. Let's try... use what we've got to start out with. We'll go throwing a bunch of cash at it. All right, so you say the pond at 126, 133. Let me reference, I do have a screenshot where I did some pictures of stuff here. Well, it's only illegal if you get caught, right? All right, so let's see, 126, 133. So it looks like that's on the southeast corner of the map there. I don't know if I've known anyone that had a hedgehog as a pet. I imagine they're fairly similar to other small, like guinea pigs and stuff like that, as far as taking care of them. A random crate here. Tonight's key is Lady Gray. All right, guess we'll have to go around the northern part of this. And okay, so this is the pond here. So I'm guessing it's like out here in these lily pads and whatnot. Yeah, 126, 133. What's the depth of this pond? It's anybody know what the depth of like the shallower part is? I'll try to set my floats accordingly. 126, 133. So this spot right here. Got it. Get our line set up here. Put size 2 on here. Should be fine. And I do want to try this one with a nightcrawler and let's try some wheat seeds maybe. No, let's go with algae. And then let's see, the other one we want to go ahead and set up with the soluble. And it was a regular that I had. Let's see, soluble and sinking boilie. Pellets with halibut pellet and crab and mussel. Throw some mussel dip on. And we'll do the same with our bottom line. As we are doing buffalo, we'll do bottom line. If I go after some Shemaya, we'll throw one of our ultralight rods out. And change this to a classic hair rig. Pellets, there we go. Same setup. All right, let's see what we can pull off here. I'm going to cast one line out and play around with the depth to see how deep it is. It's gonna be hard to see those floats and all this rubbish. Okay, so that's a little too shallow probably. Let's try jumping up to 2 meters. Go. Looks like 2 meters is too deep a setting. Pull it back to 1.8. Just the magic number. Oh, it's gonna be really hard to see these. Nope, still too deep. Let's try 1.4. We'll try 1.5 actually first. Nope. Man, this is a very shallow spot apparently. Try 1.25. Yeah, that's a good call. If I cast it out here to the clearer spot. All right, 1.25 looks like it'll do the trick. So I'm up on, where am I missing? Oh, my feeder leader on here. Go. 1.25. Uh-oh, we have a little bit of a weight issue on here. Let's see what the issue is. Possibly the float. And it's a 5.3 gram float. All of these are lightweight. Now, this is what's weird I find with the telescopic float setups. It's kind of picky about things. Like, even though my setup is clearly within the 3 to 15 gram test limit, acts like it's over. Looks like 1.25 may actually still be too deep. So let me grab this one again. All right, so we don't have the weight issue with this float. Seeing this float's going to be tricky, but let's go ahead and get our main line out here, and we'll throw some mussel ground bait as well. Have some in here. Go. Mussel garlic. There we go. Oh, getting real close to the spot. Very nice, Cappy. I've got it's still apparently too deep. All right, we'll try even shallower. Yeah, I'm almost to unlocking Cobra myself, which I'm hoping will work well enough without using for my lack of spod, because that is one downside of focusing on float, is that I'm able to do that. Not oh right, this is the carp hair float, so I actually need to set it like deeper than normal, the way the rig is set up. Let's try that. And nope. Back a little bit. Something nibbling the bottom line there. This is probably the worst part about telescopic fishing, is trying to figure out the depth the first time you're at a spot. A lot of trial and error, basically. We'll just keep it at the 1 meter here. And how shallow is this spot? Even the 1 meter is going to the side here. All right, first fish of the night. Let's see what we've got. Doesn't feel very big, whatever it is. Looks like some sort of grass carp. Yep, little almost 4 kilo grass carp. Not terrible. Not the buffalo we're after, but I'll take it nonetheless. Try 90 centimeters. Okay, that looks like it's doing all right. We'll just keep an eye on those and hopefully start bringing in the buffalo. Yeah, there's a lot of species here on Akhtuba that should be fun to go after with artillery rods. They have a few whitefish species. They have like the herring, the shamaya, and a handful of others there. We've got some interesting carp species that should be fun. The silver, wild, and I think bighead carp is here as well. There's the sterlets and barbel, which would be fun. And then obviously the buffalo here. The one I'm really looking forward to is the cutum. I guess is how it's pronounced, cutum, something along those lines. But I think they're a harder to catch species, but really one of like high XP, high silver ones. I'll probably be here at the Akhtuba River for at least a week, trying some different species and strategies, see what we can pull up. And have something going after this line. Moved it, didn't quite go for it all the way though. I have to learn the bite timings for these fish as well. With float, they each fish kind of have his own bite style, which as far as where you're supposed to pull the line up to set the hook. And so another trial and error thing of learning what those are. Some species will pull it around for a while, some will just take it down right off the bat, some will make it dip one time, let it float to the surface, and then pull it down a second time, and that's where you have to set it. Gotta learn each one. Where's everybody else fishing today? It is start of new weekly, so if we do get some things on the telescopics, might be able to grab some weeklies out of it. Nathan, you're letting the fish get away, man. Come on now. Here we go, here we go. Nope. Okay, so that's still not the right timing for whatever that is. I have to, guess maybe this is one of the species that will take it all the way under. Yeah, I really wish I could figure out why the test ratings on the telescopics is so awkward. Now the real question is, while you're up there on your fishing trip, were you having some tea and pickles to keep yourself charged up between fish? All right, what do we got here? Looks like a small common carp or a big gibble carp or something. What is this? It's our first buffalo. Okay, all right. Interesting. For some reason, I thought buffalo had a more rounded face. All right, well, our first buffalo is in the net. Yeah, we'll look out the cucumbers since, in game they say pickled cucumbers, even though us intelligent folk know that that just means pickles. But it counts, it counts. How was the weather up there where you were fishing? Cooler than where you've been, I'm sure. We had a really hot week here last week. So I'm gonna wait for this to give me a very clear sign of when to set the hook. Seems like it's just pulling it right now. Actually on the hook. All right. It's not too bad at all then. The rain's no good, but nothing beats temps in the 70s, that's for sure. We're supposed to get a lot of rain here this week as the edges of the tropical storm goes through, which will cool it down a decent bit. Be nice. There we go. Now we've got it hooked. Looks like we've got... is that a grass carp? Yeah, I think that's a grass carp. Yep, 4.3 kilo. Okay. Not having much biting this particular line, but it's the same setup as we've got on the bottom, and we've caught a buffalo on that one, so we'll just give it time. Now, are the fish here, the buffalo and such, are they nighttime biters as well, or is the nighttime here sort of a dead zone? Nighttime fish? Okay, sweet. So we should start seeing some action soon. Rain and cold, yeah, it's a, you know, it's unfortunate that the rain has to come in to cool it down, but I think everybody everywhere right now is ready for this summer to be in the books and move on to fall. Just been toasty all around. Yo, what do we have? Looks like a tiny grass carp maybe, or I think that's what it is. Yeah, a little over 2 kilo grass carp. I'll recast this line. Go. In here. There we go. That should be a good spot. Whew, that's a pretty toasty right there. Now the trouble we've been having here is that we've had like this weird combination of very humid air, but somehow like we haven't had any rain or anything, so it's been super dry. So we have 70+% humidity, but the ground is just completely parched. Like when I was mowing the yard on over the weekend, it was basically a dust bowl, but yet somehow there was all this moisture in the air. It's terrible. That humidity's just made it so there's no escaping the heat. Is anybody going to be playing Starfield when it comes out next week? I saw a little bit of nibble action there, but quite fish ready yet. Come on. Guess it was changed its mind, whatever it was. Oh no, still a little bit nibbles. I'm gonna wait till it's pretty much ready to set the hook before I grab the line, because sometimes when you pick it up, it'll give enough of a movement to spook the fish. Yeah, here, there. Honestly, like Starfield. I just okay. We got a little bit of a fighter here. There we go. Starfield. I don't think I'm even really that interested in. I'm still working on my way through Baldur's Gate, man. That game is just insane. I'm still on my first playthrough, over 90 hours, and I've still got a decent bit to go on it. Nice. Over 11 kilo on that grass carp. I think that may actually be my largest telescopic catch. Let's see. Statistics. Record, catch, vote. Oh, nope. There was a common carp I got that was just a little bit bigger. Ooh, okay, I just saw a bunch of light ones. Might have heard the thunderclap there, so hopefully my power doesn't go all wonky here. If the stream suddenly ends abruptly, just assume that my power or internet went out from whatever the storm passing through is. If that happens, well, I'll try to hop back on if it comes back on quickly. If not, then be back tomorrow. But hopefully it won't cause any issues. I don't hear any rain, just thunderclap. Looks like another small grass carp. Yep. So it seems like, I'm assuming the grass carp are going after the algae, so let's... Is there any regular bait that the buffalo will go after that's not a pop-up or anything of that sort? Buffalo... Let's switch it to the US region. Maybe... Buffalo. Oh, no one's got any buffalo weeklies yet, apparently, so... Thunder. That thunder getting picked up by my microphone for you guys? Okay, yeah, it's loud. The storm was supposed to be through here earlier today. It took a while to get here, I guess. Glad I went and got my grocery run done earlier, I suppose. All right, Buffalo, come on out. Got all these, got a whole buffet out here for you. Some movement on this line again. Had some anyway. Come on, Buffalo. If there's another ground bait I've got that I might be able to throw out here to help with this. You had double muscle. Let me try, since I haven't gotten anything on this line. Let me try swapping it out. Let's see. Pepper muscle 14. Hopefully that won't be too heavy. And do I have any other good muscle action here? We'll keep it on the crab. Okay, it's not over weight capacity here. Make sure this also isn't like touching the bottom or anything. Looks like it's a little bit deep. Bring the setting down just a touch. There's the rain. We're pounding outside now. I see some movement on line 1 again. Go. We've got something. A little tiny buffalo, maybe? Nope, eastern bream. Hey, that's my first eastern bream. All right. Got a big old hump on them there. Hey, yep. New catch for me. I hate to catch such a small fish on Nightcrawler, but it is what it is. Hey, that was a water body record, Eastern bream for telescopic. Let's take a look at that. River, US, Eastern bream.